Everyone mentioned today is innocent until proven guilty in a court of law, and everything I discuss here is theory until proven fact, even if it is.
Never break, always fight, never quit, do it right, play the game, win it life, have no shame, there's no time, feel the pain, live the grind, I could change, in my mind, pick a lane, commit and climb, the only way to win it life, I never miss that fact, taking big swings, dish, hand me the bat, put me in the ring, you'll go out in a bag, cause I sing what I mean and I bring it to the mad light. Ain't got time to kill, I got time to feel. I took the red pill, I know life's short so I wanna live real. But how's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel? They wanna say my name, but they holding back. They wanna say they hate, but they know it's cap. I ain't playing no games, I just do that's fact. And I don't feel no shame, it's a mood you lack. I go crazy, nah bitch I ain't lazy. Track after track, I work on this shit daily. Pass me the jack, right, still got me hazy. About to unpack all these shit I've been chasing. I've got visions in my head, like memories after death. To be a legend instead of something you can forget.
Am I in time?
Every breath, I'd rather lead than be led. I'll fill the seeds as I spread with every word that I've said. How's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel?
Yeah, I'm bopping away here, Kai. Hey guys, how you going? Okay, I couldn't avoid it any longer. Okay, we're going to talk about Candace Owens because I can't avoid it any longer. How you going, Alex? How you going, Janelle? I'm Kai. Who else have we got in here? I think that might be it. Janelle, I am Kai. Deb, how you going, Deb? Good to see you guys. Okay, let's get into it. Yeah, I couldn't avoid it anymore. It's every second post on Twitter at the moment. She's even trending. It's that bad. Okay, Jay said, anyone else done with the Candace Owens saga? Yes. After she backed out, it's obvious what she's doing. I'm done with it all. Also, I'm done with the people that continue to promote and defend her. If they don't see through the charade by now, they never will. Starve the grift. And starve the grift is actually a trending thing on X at the moment, Twitter, whatever you want to call it. I still call it Twitter. It's a thing on X at the moment who grifters are being called out, you know, and people who rage bait, who put things up because they know they'll get a response to it, and that response makes them money, okay? So they're getting called out for grifting. Cinema Shogun said, I watched Candace Owens today, so you don't have to. Thank God, thank you. She starts the show bragging about a new rap song made about her, and let me tell you, the lyrics are, I don't know, they're stupid. But anyway, she says she's seen more footage from the day Charlie got killed than anyone else on planet Earth, including the investigators. Says her fans are savages while laughing, showing comments of them harassing TPUSA. Says she was surprised Erica Kirk was the one who wanted to set up the debate. She makes dramatic faces and squints her eyes during the entire clip as TPUSA gives a straightforward answer to her fans' question. I mean, I do this too. I do pull dramatic faces and squint my eyes and do all sorts of weird. But that's normally to what I'm watching, okay? Normal reaction to what I'm watching. Says her husband told her she couldn't do the debate on the day TPUSA scheduled and that he runs the household. Says husband has important people coming from overseas after she said it was his birthday. Has since been found out that's not true. Questions Erica's real role in TPUSA. Wonders if Erica is ruining TPUSA. Questions why she would try to set up the debate. Make excuses why she couldn't debate. Main excuse being that TPUSA didn't properly word their invite. Rants about how she would have worded it. Says she still wants to debate, wants Erica there. Says she wants to show Erica a timeline. The timeline she's referring to is a made-up timeline her fans sent to her email. Says Charlie was killed by the deep state. I don't discount that. You put one bit of truth in with all the BS, right? And it makes it sound legit. Says she's been watching videos of Charlie being killed while scanning the crowd for maroon shirts. Says her gut told her that something was wrong with anyone wearing a maroon because most guys don't wear maroon. Pulls up pics of innocent men in the crowd when Charlie was killed, and some of these people have been harassed, by the way. Remember on yesterday's episode she denied ever doing this before? Says because the innocent people who she's done this to before overreacted, she decided to keep doing it more. Says innocent people reacting to her wild accusations is just proof she's right. Giggles and grins maniacally. Well, hey, I do that sometimes. She then reveals her evidence that the maroon shirt conspiracy is real. As always, her evidence is reading fan emails. No, she never shows the emails. The fan emails all conveniently confirm that maroon is suspicious and used by military operations around the world. She rubs the evidence in her naysayer's face, saying it's proof she isn't stupid and everyone else is wrong. Something about gut feelings and probably dreams too. She had a dream. Brings up TikTok videos of a guy in maroon. Says she doesn't think he killed Charlie, but she's just observed unusual behaviour. Far out. His behaviour is just him walking around like a regular person. Says it's unusual he didn't just stand in the same spot the entire event. Says the maroon shirts were on a secret mission to record videos. Again, pulls up pics of people in maroon shirts. Encourages fans to seek them out. Says she can guarantee that at least one or two people will get caught up in the maroon shirt hunt that might actually be innocent, but that's okay because she's not averse to doxing people and doing weird shit. Says the people in maroon shirts need to send her emails proving they aren't part of a military mission. Hey, it's up to, look, even with me, right? Extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence. It's not up to the other people to prove their innocence when you go accusing them of weird shit. Come on, man. Okay, anyway. Tells the fans to find footage of some guy that might be from Germany. Starts bragging out about the game's new rap song about her, and it's nothing to brag about, let me tell you right now. Talks about the black community being enslaved by flat-screen TVs, cell phones and the Kardashians. Gives herself credit for exposing BLM before anyone else. I don't think she did. No, she didn't, actually. A lot of people were exposing BLM way before Candace came along. Reads emails from fans suggesting that TPUSA will blow up her plane if she travels to their studio. Says it would be a dumb move for TPUSA to coordinate her assassination, but that her fans may be right. So, yeah, she said they're going to blow up a plane, but says it would be dumb. That would be dumb for TPUSA to invite you on just to assassinate you. Come on, man. Says if Erica Kirk is watching, she has 5 questions for her. Ends the show by saying she's sad for Charlie's kids because everything Charlie Kirk built is burning so fast. Well, that she's helping that. And then bashes everything he built again. Overall, today's show consisted of her nitpicking at details of the debate invite while showing pics of innocent people for her fans to harass. 7 innocent people in maroon shirts targeted for harassment. 0 Egyptian plane rants, surprisingly. 0 evidence shown and complete waste of time. That's not the only thing, right? I swear, this is a plant. This person's a plant. She's a plant, either by the Democrats or Mockingbird. Robbie Starbucks said, I know I probably won't be, but if I'm ever killed, I have a favour to ask everyone. Don't judge my wife on if she's done sufficient grieving, okay? Don't invent theories about her having me killed. Don't treat the mother of my kids and love of my life like entertainment for you. Thanks. And that pretty much says what Candace is doing. Alpha Warrior said a lot of people don't realise this yet, but Candace Owens has found a way to make the loss of Charlie Kirk all about herself. What you're watching isn't a unified effort to honour Charlie or uncover what truly happened. No, she's trying to tear TP USA apart, and blind Freddie can see it, so I don't know how other people can't. I think most of us do. You're watching factions repositioning. You're watching opportunists jockeying for the influence Charlie held. This moment isn't about clarity, truth or closure. It's about who fills the vacuum Charlie's absence created. And the loudest voices right now are the ones trying to capture that power, not protect Charlie's legacy. Let's have a listen to this guy.
December 5th, 2025, evening, gents. Gonna trigger some people, but that's okay, because that's the way we roll sometimes. Even some of you guys that are, my friends and brethren, you guys are simping for Candace. And this one ain't gonna vote well for you guys. Why? Because you're judging on emotion, not facts. Mm-hmm. People are upset because myself and so many others are calling out Candace Owens because she's rejecting the offer to come out and have a debate, Discord, conversations. I
wish they didn't have music in the background, because every video I'm doing is getting hit with copyright from somewhere or another. I know it's the AI doing it. I'm going to read this. Discord conversation surrounding the things that she's implying and the accusations she's making of people being responsible or implicated for Charlie Kirk's murder. The assassination, you've heard the things she said about President Trump and the FBI. Here's the thing. Now everybody's making excuses. It's not fair. Her words, folks. Anytime, anywhere. You can't come out like you're Billy Badass, make all these outright dirty insinuations about people, say that you're willing to have a conversation about it anywhere, any place, and then with the people that you're accusing of, come and say, okay, on this date and we're doing it, you're saying, well, no, I can't do it, that you didn't give me notice. But in the same breath, you say we can do it today. Well, what she did say was, she said anywhere, any place, any time, okay? They don't need lawyers, and I'm paraphrasing, by the way. They don't need lawyers and all that. And she could do it even tomorrow. Now, this was a couple of days ago. She could do it as, tomorrow. And now they've given her 10 days notice. She's gone, no, I can't do that, okay? You said we don't need to get lawyers involved, attorneys involved. That's how I roll. Well, you don't even roll because you're afraid to go. Now, why is it? Is it because she doesn't want to get it exposed? Is it because her handler team won't let her, if that's the case? What's the reason? You were talking all this shit and now you don't want to go. And now you have all the simps. Well, she's willing to do it virtually. Why would they ever want to do it virtually? Or why wouldn't they want to do it virtually? Well, I don't know. Maybe because they don't want her to rely on a teleprompter. Maybe they don't want her to have an earpiece in where she's getting an assist. Maybe because it's kind of hard as hell to accuse people of murder to their face. And then they can call you out right there and provide the information to debunk what you're saying. And maybe that's why. Why she said she's been saying crazy shit from day one. The shooter, he's a Spider-Man to get up there. He's Spider-Man. How many times did she say that? And I'm glad people are calling her out. There's literally a stairway that takes you to the roof. But yet you guys all want to simp. Well, you haven't watched her videos. We have. She's bought the evidence. That's what they say. Well, she hasn't bought any evidence at all. If she's bought evidence, put it down in the comments. She's bought speculation. She's bought theory. She hasn't bought evidence at all. Not once, 0. As much as that may hurt your feelings, that's the truth. Well, December 15, that's her husband's birthday. Well, they know that, so now they're going to play that card? No, it's not her husband's birthday. Her husband's birthday is in July. So she lied. This one's going to hurt. Go on social media and find where she has said happy birthday to her husband. We're not going to find it. You're going to find where she said happy birthday to Nigel Farage. You're going to find where she said happy birthday to her grandfather was important. You're going to find where she said happy birthday to Charlie Kirk. You're going to find where she said happy birthday to Thomas Massey. You're going to find where she said happy birthday to Kanye and to President Trump. You know what you're not going to find? Her telling her husband happy birthday. So everybody trying to use that as an excuse. Sorry, shit don't fly either. At the end of the day, this is what comes down to. She has taken one of the most horrific murders of our time and assassination, and she's made it about her. That's what she's done. And she is now starting to go after Erica, Charlie's wife. Again, if you saw the post she did earlier today, if that's the kind of vile woman you want to simp on, have at it. And even friends, ones that are like, I'm on side Candace, you can be on whatever side you want. The fact is as the truth's been coming out like it has this last 10 months under President Trump and the years behind, you destroy your credibility when the stuff finally comes out. That's what's going on. She has literally turned the assassination of a person that had a lot of people's love and respect and made it about herself. He was my best friend, so she said. By the way, most of the texts she showed are from 2018, and any recent ones was him just being kind to her, okay? His best friend is actually his wife. That's how it normally goes. Okay, she goes out there and she's talking about her favourite text message between her and Charlie Kirk, and it's about his dating life with another woman. When everybody, at least, knows now that the most important people in Charlie Kirk's life was his faith, his wife and his children. But yet that's his best friend, and she wants to talk about his dating life prior to his wife. This is a vile woman, and so some of you are so emotionally invested in it, you can't see it. And the reality is, that's what you've done that's why you've done so many things wrong in the past. Facts are facts. Again, if you're going to say you haven't seen the evidence, post it down in the description if you've seen the evidence, not theories, not speculation, evidence. And stop with the gaslighting. She's the only one that wants to find Charlie Kirk's murder. Excuse me, there's an investigation and a court case going on, and does she realise that people are not allowed to just... She wants everyone to tell her the information. While there's an ongoing investigation, you can't talk about it. Anyway, are you serious? There are thousands of people that are questioning the storyline. Thousands of people, so that ain't got nothing to do with it. It's the fact that she is made implications and insinuated things about respectful people with zero evidence. Why to subvert them? There's a vacuum in the power of influence that Charlie Kirk had with TPUSA and in that generation, and that's what this is really about. That's why Ben Shapiro is vying. That's why Candace is vying. Nick Fuentes, they understand how important this generation of an audience is. These future leaders of America, they understand how important it is, and that's why you have so many factions that are trying to push their people to fill that vacuum, because they ain't got shit to do with solving Charlie Kirk's murder at all. It has to do with who's going to control the influence. And some of you that have been claiming you're awake, you're in a rebranded matrix. Hate to tell you, but somebody's got to peace, simplify. Simplify? Is that what he was saying? It said simplify, but I think he meant semplify. This is really weird. Tim Pool, last night a vehicle approached our property and opened fire. No one was hurt. Our security team is reviewing the incident and will be relaying the report to appropriate law enforcement. This is the price we pay for speaking out against evil. And you know who's been speaking out against? Do you know who Tim Pool's been speaking out against? Candace Owens. And last night a vehicle approached their property. Do we now, just asking questions, does she have anything to do with it? Hey J1, hey Black Hat, how you going? Have I missed anyone else? I can't see. Okay. E.L. Jacobi said, never forget, Candace Owens' entire claim that Tyler Robinson isn't the killer is based on her saying Charlie Kirk came to her in a dream and told her so. That's the foundation of her theory. Remember? Ready?
Like I just said, had a vivid dream this weekend, and Charlie came to me and he told me that he was betrayed. And so for me, you don't have to believe that, but I do believe that.
Yeah, I don't. Sorry.
And it was the immediate sense I got, actually. And I don't know who exactly it is that betrayed him, but I also felt in the dream that it is soon going to be revealed, that it's actually inevitable that it is going to be revealed, that there is nothing and no one that is going to stop the truth from coming out, and it is going to have international consequences. Take that to the bank. Quote me on that. Women tend to...
Oh, we will. We will. Okay, Ron Filipkowski? Candace Owens. Oh, I've never been a Democrat in my life. Candace Owens, as a Republican, I used to be a Democrat. Jenna L said, were you around in the 2015 primary to get the reference, or were you still a Democrat? Candace Owens said, I've actually never been a Democrat in my life. Try again, though. Third time's a charm, Jenna. Really, Candace? Let's have a look.
You were once a Democrat yourself. What was that turning point, the light that came on for you?
What really happened for me was that after I got out of all the brainwashing from our education system, which plays a big role in brainwashing Black Americans against our own best interests, I started to...
You were once a Democrat yourself.
Well, she didn't deny it there. Okay. Anywho, she was. Dum. Okay, I don't know, yeah. Nobody remembers, but nearly 10 years ago now, Candace Owens' big break was a website called Social Autopsy, where users would catalogue hate speech and identify information to get people fired from their jobs. What does that sound like? Leftists? Josh Rayner said her first two forays into public life were suing her school for racism and making a website to dox right-wingers. Nobody remembers this or talks about this. Well, we do. And we are talking about it because that's where she started. And I think she's still a lefty and she's here to infiltrate. That's what I think. From Convict to Conservative said, remember December the 15th, the date that TP USA set for the live stream with Candace Owens, happens to be her husband's birthday. This person said it's obvious they knew that. Smacked my head. You ready for it? Not according to Candace herself. She said it was in July. And apparently, I think I've got it here. It's the Wikipedia entry that states his birthday's on the 7th of July. And now people are starting to put things together. Now watch this. Cinema Shogun said, breaking. Shortly after Tim Pool criticised Candace Owens on his show last night, a vehicle approached his property and opened fire. Luckily, no one was hurt. I have questions, though. Me too, mate. Could this have been one of her demented fans? They literally believe that people like Tim are part of a giant conspiracy to kill or silence Candace. Also, where was Candace last night? Let's use Candace's own logic for a moment. Hang on. Where was Candace last night? I think she put out an assassination hit on Tim. If she doesn't respond, it must mean I'm right. The ball's in her court now. Yep, see, people are just using her ways against her now, see? See, that's how it turns out when we're just asking questions. And I do say it all the time myself. It's actually like holding a mirror up to yourself and saying, rightio, let's be real. A lot of it's theory. It really is, until proven. But, some people will take it as the gospel truth and run with it. E.L. Jacoby said, Ian Carroll, Candace can't travel to Phoenix because it's her husband's birthday. Candace Owens last July. It's been a great week. It was America's birthday. It was my husband's birthday. When was this? The 12th of the 6th. 12th of the 6th. Oh, that would be his birthday. That's Ian Carroll, right? Sticking up for Candace Owens. Okay. Someone's got it. I know they have. Here we go. George Thomas Estelle Farmer, 1 Bartholomew Lane, London, United Kingdom. Role, resigned LLP member. Date of birth, July 1990. Okay. There we go. Oh. Oh, God. Stacey Ruth said, hell no. Caleb Hull said, I do actually believe Satan has a hand in what Candace is doing to Charlie Kirk's legacy. When he was assassinated, an evangelical tidal wave was created that churches and pastors hadn't seen before. Now that tidal wave's being drowned out by her insane attempt to destroy everything Charlie built. Keep in mind, this is someone who she referred to as her best friend just a few years ago. This isn't normal stuff. That's demonic. Okay, enough about Candace Owens now. Okay, I couldn't avoid it though. Sorry, guys, couldn't avoid it. Every second post is Candace bloody Owens. She's trending on Twitter. Trending on Twitter? She's trending on Twitter right now, guys. Okay, oh, how you going, Shannon? Have I missed anyone else? I'll get to you in a minute. Shannon, I stand with America. How you going, Shannon? Shannon. Maha is a start. I hope while Kennedy is on staff, he'll get to address not only Big Pharma, but how doctors are trained in medical school. Our system is broken, from training doctors to humane patient care and health insurance. It's all about the money. Yeah, what happened to the old ways of healing people? There are some uses for pharmaceuticals, right? I'm not saying that they're all, dangerous, but a lot of them are. Mick or Mike said, Big Pharma likes to go after your kids. Why wouldn't they go after your pets too? Thomas Sowell quote said, veterinarian Dr. John Robb, thousands of pets are dying from vaccinations they simply don't need. Now, this is not like fact, right? Just theory until proven fact in a court of law. But this guy, he's a veterinarian, and he's telling them, let's have a listen.
There are thousands of pets dying out there every day. While we sat at this table, 5, 6 pets died in the United States from a rabies vaccine they didn't need. Anybody can walk in here, sit down, and say whatever they want. But I gave you science.
All animals get the same dose of vaccine regardless of their size. A 5-pound cat will get the same amount as a 100-pound dog.
Yes,
veterinarians are now pleading with the government for change.
If I had to kill an animal to obey that law, would I have to do it? They said yes.
They're going to get me for copyright again. Research shows a full dose is dangerous and potentially lethal.
All this is unnecessary. If that dog had a titer check, it would not need a vaccination. So this is the real problem here. I had put upstairs in the public health department 45 articles that show vaccines are dose dependent. Titers indicate immunity. It's been proven.
Okay, but who's the we? Who's the we?
The researchers. The researchers. These are the researchers. They're the ones who do the research.
Okay, I spent a
Problem, no matter how hard these vets push for change to save lives, they're taunted and laughed at by some of these officials.
But I completely don't agree with what you're saying.
She doesn't agree when she's laughing. What's even worse than being laughed at?
He studied that the vaccine can sometimes create
Shannon donated $1. Oops, late fee test eagles.
Thank you, Shannon. God love you, legend.
other health concerns for animals. Can you talk a little bit about that?
No one in these government assemblies seems to pay attention or
You
even
get
care.
tumors at the injection sites. You get autoimmune diseases that start later in life, but you get
He's
the
being
immediate
ignored.
reactions. Some dogs die immediately of anaphylaxis. Others get just serum sickness and they vomit, maybe hide under the bed for a day or two. But if I lower my dose, right, to protect the animal, then I'm in trouble. So I have to do what the manufacturer says, and like the State Board of Connecticut said, if I have to kill my pet, I have to kill my pet. It's the law. Well, guess what? I have a Hippocratic oath that is greater than any law that's passed in the state of Connecticut that would make me kill my patient. I won't do it.
Yeah, they were yawning.
There
They
are
were looking at their
thousands.
phones. Yep, okay. I've obviously gone on to look at the vaccine subject. Okay, now these are people's opinions, YouTube. Okay? Buddy Fuzzy said, don't forget about pet vaccines. They're just as deadly for animals as humans ones are to humans. Big Pharma gonna big pharma. Over, I love my USA, replying to Liz Churchill, who said the flu vaccine is less effective this year, but you should take it. Look at this smug farmer whore. He's demanding you take the flu vaccine while simultaneously admitting that it doesn't work. We need public trials for these medical liars. Oh, can you just go away? I don't want grok every 5 minutes. Ava said, how did our grandparents live to be in their 90s without all these vaccines? Good God, stop putting big pharma poison into your bodies. It's just a money-making business. Okay? Forgot to like that one too. Disclosed TV, just in. CDC vaccine panel votes 8-3 to stop policy recommending that all infants get the hepatitis B vaccine at birth, according to Axios. Okay, this is what Trump and RFK have done. Carrie Kelly said the American Medical Association endorsement sounds prestigious, doesn't it? In the 1950s, 75% of doctors were in the AMA. Today it's just 15%. It's because the AMA no longer effectively represents practicing doctors' interests. The AMA represents big pharma and big food. And not all doctors are bad, you know, because, I mean, we got Timmy and he actually, like, when was the last time, you know, you heard of a doctor who cures someone? You know what I mean? When was the last time your doctor cured anyone? Not just gave them, like, a medication to try and just keep them at peace, you know? Well, Timmy actually does try to help people and tries to make them better. And I have great respect for that. Toby Rogers said the reason Big Pharma's fighting so hard to stop the birth dose of the hepatitis B vaccine from being moved is that any change to the schedule will produce a signal in the data and reveal that the birth dose of the hepatitis B vaccine is the main driver, this person believes, of the autism epidemic. Okay? But it has come in around the same time that autism went skyrocketing, but yeah, we still need tests to show. Okay, Howard no telling. So just test the mothers and only vaccinate babies likely infected, otherwise there's no reason. US Senator Bill Cassidy, MD, said as a liver doctor who's treated patients with hepatitis B for decades, this change to the vaccine schedule is a mistake, he reckons. The Hep B vaccine is safe and effective. The birth dose is a recommendation, not a mandate. Before the birth dose was recommended, 20,000 newborns a year were infected, okay? Now it's fewer than 20. Ending the recommendation for newborns, they don't need it. Jesus. Okay, here we go. Who's at higher risk? Infants born to infected mothers. Yeah, test the mothers. People with multiple sexual partners or men who have sex with men. Well, men aren't having babies. But yeah, if your partner goes and has sex with a man, comes back to you, you might be in trouble. People who inject drugs, healthcare workers, people living with someone who has chronic HBV, hemodialysis patients, travellers to high prevalence countries without vaccinations. Okay. So how about they just test the mother and only vaccinate then? Sounds logical to me. Okay, Graham Allen said Trump has exposed Big Pharma. There is no going back. If anyone in Congress shows starts supporting Big Pharma over affordability, they should be primaried ASAP. You've been warned. Oh, shit, my bloody mouse. Mike Gallagher said, make no mistake, Big Pharma's lobbyists will try to hijack this process to keep Americans locked into paying the highest drug prices in the world to deliver healthcare affordability for the American people. Put the American consumer first and make this a winning issue for the midterms. Congress must reject Big Pharma's self-serving blame game designed to stack the RX market further in favour of big drug companies. Mike Johnson says House GOP working full steam ahead on Trump's affordability agenda. Okay, let's have a listen to what Trump said.
A statement that was put out by the American College of Obstetricians and Gynecologists, and in their statement, they write, acetaminophen remains a safe, trusted option for pain relief during pregnancy, and that's at odds with what you said and with what many of the experts say. How do you...
It's the establishment. That's the establishment. They're funded by lots of different groups. And you know what? Maybe they're right. I don't think they are, because I don't think the facts bear it out at all. They're fighting for something that, in my opinion, they shouldn't be fighting for. But here's the thing. There's no downside to doing, other than a mother will have to, as I say, tough it out a little bit. Yep. There's no downside to doing this. It's not like, oh, if you do this, you're going to die. There's no downside.
Statement that was put out by the American College.
Okay. So they've been warned. How you going, Cheryl and Sherry and Eric? How you going, guys? Good to see you guys. Shannon said, vote for Pedro. Okay. Nicholas Holshus, MPH, said if adults won't go for the shots, then give them to babies. That was the real reason behind Pharma captured ACIP adding the hepatitis B shot to the newborn schedule, as revealed by the New York Times in 1991. Big Pharma targets the babies when consenting adults refuse. US panel urges that all children be vaccinated for hepatitis B. If adults won't go for the shots, then give them to the babies. Jesus, anything to make money on these people, man. It is the first time that the Immunisation Practices Advisory Committee of the Public Health Service has recommended vaccinating children for a disease whose victims are almost always adults. This is crazy. He said officials hoped on the three shots would give lifetime immunity against hepatitis B, but that there was no way to be sure because the vaccine had only been around for 10 years. Surveys of healthcare workers showed that they underestimated their chances of getting hepatitis and rationalised not being vaccinated by saying they worried that the vaccination itself might be more risky than the chance they would get the disease. Wow. Riley Gaines said, so when will they tell us why it was recommended in the first place? Leading report said breaking CDC vaccine panel votes 8-3 to stop policy recommending that all infants get their hepatitis B vaccine because people have been calling them out for ages. Wow. Clandestine said Trump and RFK Jr. taking common sense approach to vaccines is one of the major reasons myself and many others voted for Trump. Trump and his administration will no longer allow Big Pharma to use our children to boost their profits with unnecessary vaccines. Huge. Today, the CDC Vaccine Committee made a very good decision to end their hepatitis B vaccine recommendations for babies, the vast majority of whom are at no risk of hepatitis B, a disease that's mostly transmitted sexually or through dirty needles. So tell me again why babies need them. The American childhood vaccine schedule long required 72 jabs for perfectly healthy babies, far more than any other country in the world, and far more than is necessary. In fact, it's ridiculous. Many parents and scientists have been questioning the efficacy of the schedule, as have I. That is why I've just signed a presidential memorandum directing the Department of Health and Human Services to fast-track a comprehensive evaluation of vaccine schedules from other countries around the world and better align the US vaccine schedule so it's finally rooted in the gold standard of science and common sense. I'm fully confident Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. and the CDC will get this done quickly and correctly for our nation's children. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Maha. Now let's go to the EU and Ursula von der Leyen. Why does this, every time I say her name, why does it remind me of Seinfeld? Why does it remind me of Seinfeld and George Costanza for some reason? Was it a time he was trying to make up a name for himself? Was it I remember, I don't know, there was one episode he was trying to make up a name for himself. Okay, Radio Genoa said for Ursula von der Leyen, free speech is like a virus and censorship is its vaccine. Does anyone still have doubts about why they sanctioned X? Let's have a listen. Oh, shit.
We need to build up societal immunity around information manipulation. Because research has shown that pre-bunking is much more successful than debunking. Pre-bunking is basically the opposite of debunking. In short, prevention is preferable to cure. Perhaps if you think of information manipulation as a virus, instead of treating an infection once it has taken hold, that is debunking. It is much better to vaccinate so that the body is inoculated.
Oh, dear God.
Debunking is the same approach. Because disinformation relies on people passing it on to others. It is essential that people know what malign information's influence is and what the techniques are that are behind it. And as the knowledge goes up, our chances of being influenced goes down. And that builds up the society resilience that we will need.
Gee, she's evil.
Technology evolved.
She's evil. Jesus Christ. Control freak. Oh, my God. Yeah, she'd have shares in Big Pharma for sure, Sherry. Yeah, imagine that, okay? And there's more on her, I believe. I do believe, because she's now saying that they're all for free speech, the EU. Yeah, right. Let's go to Lady Gaga for a minute. La Maison Gaga said Lady Gaga debuts a brand new, I can't even pronounce that one, custom ensemble for Bad Romance in Melbourne, Australia, comprising of a wounded, battered jacket gown, feathered wing headpiece and wounded boots. What? The actual... Okay, what message is this sending? I really want to know. Demonic. Yes, very demonic. Okay. Oh, was there more? Hang on. Was there more? Oh, shit, there was. Wow. Yeah, that's really demonic, man. Wow. Mayhem said Lady Gaga burst into tears before performing Million Reasons in Melbourne. Why? Why did she burst into tears? Oh, is she worried now? Is that why? Lady Gaga got extra freaky with a skeleton tonight during Perfect Celebrity. When is she not getting freaky? She's a bit of a freak, you know. Yep, that's demonic too. Oh, shit. Herald Sun said Lady Gaga's Mayhem Ball show on Friday night wasn't equal parts disturbing and daring, marvellous and macabre, as the megastar put her demons on display at Marvel Stadium to the delight of fans. Gaga delivers dark, extravagant shock opera in Melbourne. First Melbourne show. Gaga's concert, the Mayhem Ball, is extravagant shock opera with all the frills and fear. Okay. It's a bit demonic if you ask me. Pop Culture Gal said Lady Gaga joins Adele and Pink as the only female. I'm sorry. As the only female artist to headline Marvel Stadium. Are you sure? Formerly Eddie had for multiple nights on a single tour. Are you sure they're the only female artist? She's also the only female artist to perform at the stadium in Australia this year. Every date of the Mayhem Ball is sold out, allegedly. Are we sure that Lady Gaga, Adele and Pink are the only female artists to headline the Marvel Stadium? Are we sure about that? Are we sure? Okay. Tommy Robinson, yes, Tommy Robinson said as a big club, the EU Commission does not represent the European people. They work against the interests of the natives. Is that Alex Soros? Yeah, that's what I mean, Zal. Okay. Is that Alex Soros? Can someone tell me? Elon Musk said the EU imposed this crazy fine, not just on X, but also on me personally, which is even more insane. Therefore, it would seem appropriate to apply a response not just to the EU, but also to the individuals who took this action against me. Ted Cruz said the European Commission's fine on X is an abomination. It's an attack on a great American job creator. It's an attack on the free speech of every American. Trump should impose sanctions until this travesty is reversed. Interesting. Yeah, it's a big club. I'm glad I'm not in it. I'll tell you that right now. Doge Designer said breaking, even more people are downloading X after the EU imposed a €120 million fine on the platform. X just now became the #1 news app in France. I thought it already was. Their action only made the platform grow even more. The move completely backfired on them. Well done. Viktor Orban said the EU is drowning in corruption. Commissioners face serious charges. The Commission and the Parliament are engulfed in scandal. Yet Brussels still claims the moral high ground. Corruption in Ukraine should be called out by the EU, but once again it's the same old story. Brussels and Kiev shielding each other instead of confronting the truth. Yeah, people are they're being investigated apparently. They're facing serious charges. Commissioners. Okay, hang on, let's have a listen. We can't have a listen, I'll have to read it. The European Union is drowning in corruption. A year ago, the news broke that the Belgian man who represented the Belgian government in the European Commission and who was responsible for justice, transparency and the rule of law, a man called Reinders, who spent his time wiping his feet on us in the morning, noon and night, was suddenly taken in by the Belgian police because it turned out he was deeply involved in a suspicious corruption and money laundering case. And now it turns out that #2 figure of the European Union, the #2 figure 5 years ago, former Vice President of the Commission, the Commissioner for Foreign Affairs who represents Italy, in the Commission was involved in something. We do not exactly know what yet, but in recent days there's been... Oh, shit, hang on. Sorry. I couldn't read that quick. We do not yet know exactly what, but in recent days there's been a house search there. Oh. Police and arrests so clearly suspicious things are happening. While the European Union is drowning in corruption, not only the but also Parliament, not only the what? Communism. Commission, sorry. But also European Parliament, I wasn't wrong, is loud with corruption cases involving its own members. Now this corruption-soaked Brussels is supposed to say something sensible about corruption in Ukraine. It's not going to happen because what is happening in Ukraine is also happening in Brussels. It's times like these when most we can expect the one hand to wash the other. There you go. Basil the Great said Geert Wilders just obliterated the EU and defended Elon Musk. Nobody elected you. You represent no one. You are a totalitarian institution, can't even spell the words freedom of speech. We should not accept the finding of X but abolish the EU Commission. Exactly. We should. Mario Northall said, welcome to the EU's bureaucratic empire where democracy goes to die. So you went to the polls, you voted, maybe even knocked on doors or argued politics with your uncle over dinner. Congratulations, you exercised your democratic right. Now let's tell you why it doesn't matter. Because in the grand gleaming halls of Brussels, someone you didn't elect is making the real decisions. And that is not a conspiracy, it's the institutional design. This is the EU, a glorious experiment in post-democratic governance. The elected leaders of your country, they get to give speeches, sure. But when it comes to setting the rules, managing trade, telling your judges what to rule, and your farmers what to grow, there's a lovely little pyramid, and guess what? You're not anywhere near the top. And no, the European Parliament doesn't save you. It's the decorative plant of EU democracy. The law don't start there. The real power sits with the European Commission, an unelected gang of technocrats who can outregulate, outmaneuver and outvote your national government on everything from fisheries to fiscal policy. You can't fire them. You can't replace them. But don't worry, they're very competent. This is how democracy dies, not with tanks, but with treaties. Slowly, softly, signed away by prime ministers chasing subsidies and photo ops. Sounds like Albanese. Until one day your country's parliament becomes a glorified comments section on rules already written elsewhere. Try passing a law to your voters, a law your voters want that conflicts with EU policy. Try setting an immigration standard your people demanded. Good luck. You'll be politely reminded you're bound by commitments no voter ever saw on a ballot. And if you push too hard, out come the infringement procedures, out come the threats, out come the lectures about European values, as if bureaucracy is a moral compass. And don't you dare try and question the EU's authority. That's what populists do. That's dangerous. That's the kind of thinking that leads to, horror of horrors, sovereignty. Because at the end of the day, this isn't just about cooperation, this is about control. This is about centralising power behind a wall of civil servants and calling it progress. It's about wrapping political decisions in technocratic jargon until nobody remembers who was supposed to be in charge. You still get to vote, sure, but the question is, for what? National elections start to feel like choosing the flavour of frosting on a cake someone else already baked, with someone else's recipe, and someone else's rules about how many eggs you're allowed to use. Call it what you want, shared governance, interdependence, modern integration, but don't pretend it's democratic. When your vote can't change the law, when your government can't defy the script, and when real power belongs to the unelected, then what you've got isn't a democracy. It's bureaucracy with a flag. And Elon Musk, Taya said the EU. Imagine you loved so much being governed that you want a government for your government, because that's what the EU Commission is. I don't know, it sounds awfully like Australia. Okay, Imtiaz Mahmood said when a 24-year-old intruder decided to break into the home of a 73-year-old man in England, he had no idea he was choosing the worst possible target. The homeowner wasn't just any elderly man. He was a retired boxer, a former Royal Marine and hand-to-hand combat instructor with decades of real-world fighting experience. By the time police arrived, the intruder was the one needing help, sporting a collection of bruises that told the whole story without a single word. This incident quickly went viral, not just for the unlikely outcome, but for the reminder that age doesn't erase skill, discipline or toughness. The veteran later said he acted purely in self-defence, just using just enough force to stop the threat. It's a powerful example of why you should never underestimate someone based on how old they look, especially when that someone spent their life mastering the art of combat. Oh, a 24-year-old man broke into the home of 73-year-old retired boxer, former Marine and hand-to-hand combat teacher in England. And needless to say, it didn't go well. Okay. Aussie B said this is just so devastating. You can hear the despair in the man's voice watching on as his own government destroys his country one boat at a time. Mad respect to him for trying to do something about it. These immigrants say they're going to England for free money and free housing. The UK government is encouraging and facilitating this invasion. This is treason. Let's have a listen.
Okay, no problem. You talk so normally.
No problem.
Unvetted men. Here we go. Not one woman, not one child. Going to fucking England. It's a fucking joke. Oh, I'm devastated, guys. Fuck! There's your French police. They stayed. French vessel is there to collect them, and then that vessel takes them to us. That's how easy it is. That's the journey they do from there to there. The journey they do is from there to there, and then they escort you to us. It's a fucking joke. I'm absolutely devastated. What we've seen, but we've stopped many coming this morning, but they'll come again.
Yeah, I feel sorry for you guys over there in England, and like we're not far behind you, believe me, but Jesus, you guys, you got such a small place, such a small country, and all of the little countries around you are all reasonably small too, you know what I mean, and letting all these people in. Old England, Oxford Street, London, 1979. Look at it. It was lovely. It was lovely. Wait till you see it now. Meanwhile in England, anyone who grew up in Britain wouldn't have remembered looking out their bedroom window and seeing their new neighbours swinging swords at each other in the street. Yet here we are. Welcome to the UK. One's got a knife and one's got a sword. Can we hear what they're saying? Let's have a listen. No. Can kind of hear a little bit of metal hitting metal. Welcome to the UK. What? This is shit, man. Seriously. How sad. Okay. Oh, Mouse, hello. What are you doing? Basil the Great said this young man is questioning why he should go and fight for his country when his entire life he's been told England is evil. Straight white men are evil. Good point. Yeah, good point, but it's kind of what they want.
Same people who call us useless white men want us to go and fight wars. Why can't diversity hires and the girl bosses do it? I was told patriotism is far right. If it escalated to the point where the army started conscripting people, why should I fight for the country? I've been told for quite a lot of my life that England is meant to be this evil country that you're not allowed to be proud of. It deserves what it gets as revenge for colonialism and whatever. This doesn't apply whenever there's talk of war. The moment it comes to time of war, they want white men to fight again. All these foreigners, they're not going to fight the wars for us, are they? If it really came down to it, they're just going to flee the country instantly. They've actually got a place that they can usually go back to. Same people who call us...
There you go. I get the way he's feeling, though. I really do. How you going, Zal, Tanya? Good to see you guys. Maria. Have I missed anyone else? I probably have. I'll get to you eventually. Yeah, but I understand I really do understand how they feel. Sick of it media said Bristol, England. 7 Somali immigrants, jailed for gang raping a 13-year-old girl in Bristol hotel room. They claim it is their culture to do this. This is why we are not just having, this is a culture war, this is a political war, this is every type of war you can think of. It's in their culture to do this? Okay. They've told us themselves, apparently. Ben and Wine said, welcome to London, England. Nothing to see here, just a newly arrived doctor performing open heart surgery on a dying pigeon. Aren't we lucky to have such incredibly smart migrants? Hope he doesn't eat the little guy. Oh, no. No, that's not a doctor, and he's not performing surgery, life-saving or otherwise. Well, no, he is kind of, but it's not life-saving surgery. Oh, God, I can't even watch it. I can't even. Islam invasion said England in 10, 20 years is not going to be Anglo-Saxon anymore. African man says it bluntly. England should be Caucasian heritage people. Get the military to stop the boats. Wow. Good on you, mate.
I want England to be a nation of Caucasian heritage people. Just like if I go to Saudi Arabia, I want to see Saudi Arabians.
Yeah.
If I go to China, I see China.
Exactly.
England's not in what, 10, 20 years' time, is not going to be Anglo-Saxon Caucasian heritage anymore. It's going to be people who look like me, and that's not going to be a good thing.
Why isn't it a good thing?
Because they're going to be bringing in an inferior culture.
What would you do to stop the small boats?
I'd militarize it. I'd tell the military nobody lands on the beach. Get the military to stop it, and I'm sure they could.
How do you think they go about stopping it, though?
Patrol.
No boat lands on the beach. No boats would land on the...
Does that mean sinking them?
Whatever's necessary, yep,
If
exactly.
there's like kids, women on
most of them, as we've
small
seen,
boats,
don't have women
they
and
should
kids
still
on
be
the
sunk.
boat.
No boats would land on the beach.
Yep. I agree with him. Doesn't matter, women, children, but we aren't seeing that many women and children, okay? We're seeing a lot of fighting age men. But I agree with this man, that man. No one arrives. No one arrives on the beach. No, okay? Concerned citizen said Saturday morning on what would have been once a busy high street. This is okay. Remember what you saw of England before? Now look. This is so sad. I like that you still got, are they still the lampposts or are they signs? You used to have really nice lampposts in England, man. I think they're signs now. Oh, come on, man. Just play. Oh, what a shame. How sad. Oh, you still got the lamppost, sort of, yep. I thought it was one of those elegant, shorter lampposts. You know those really nice decorative ones you can buy now? Anyway, this is what England looks like now. It looks pretty empty at the moment, actually, when this person's filming.
Morning, you beautiful people.
No, it's not going to play for me.
Thought you might like a little walk down a...
No. Okay. A Project Victoria. Okay, what's being said here? Oz Integrity said, listen, Australian public servants use workarounds to avoid keeping records. Government actively encourages. Avoiding scrutiny, corruption is rife. The swamp must be drained. 80% of back office bureaucrats should be released into the job market. Have a little listen to this. Just going to show you one thing.
Everything is always out there live all the time in a public debate. People don't put things in writing and they tend to do their advice verbally. We've had conversations, and I think this came up in the Thodey review, of people who would send up a brief to a minister but have a yellow sticky with what they genuinely thought to give the written advice to a minister. Now,
on a sticky
note,
note,
the yellow sticky disappears, and you get
That's
the
illegal.
brief. That's a lousy way to run advice to ministers.
But that's illegal.
No, it's not illegal. They've given the advice. They've given the advice to ministers. They've just been selective in what they've written down in that advice.
How is that consistent with the public servant's obligation to keep accurate records?
Well, I think that's right, and that's what we found in Robodebt. Was also people didn't keep records.
Well, hang on, Dr. DeBarrow, you just said it was perfectly fine to write it on a sticky note and then lose that sticky note.
I'm saying, Senator, that that's not fine, and that's actually the behaviour.
That's not what I heard. I don't think that's what Senator Pocock heard either.
Well, I'm trying to describe what people saw as the incentives in the system. If you're writing material in a lot of detail to a minister or to your colleagues, and it's immediately released, that it becomes harder. There's all these pressures that emerge on people to put less in.
Sure, I understand the argument you're making.
Before.
Senator Pocock just told you when you said that public servants were writing things on sticky notes and then losing those sticky notes, that that's illegal, and you said to him, no, it wasn't.
I don't think the sticky notes themselves are illegal.
But failing to keep records is.
Yeah, but no, that's I take that, Senator. No, that's I understand that.
I'd be very concerned if the public servants watching this thinking the head of the APSC.
Believe it or not, this is one of the good ones, right? Believe it or not, this is one of the good ones.
Is sanctifying writing what you really want to say on a sticky note and losing that sticky note rather than putting in a proper briefing, keeping records. I'm giving you the opportunity. I'm giving you the opportunity to correct the records so there's no misapprehension.
Okay, I think that is completely unacceptable.
Great.
And
okay.
it's not a practice I've done or I accept or I think is right. But I'm just observing that public servants, in my experience, I do know public servants who've done that in the past.
Wow. We've got a delivery.
Always
anyway, Project Victoria said, as a former public servant, sceptical about public servants, I absolutely don't believe sticky notes are a thing unless they personally hand-deliver the minute, in which case they can just say it's like putting a post on mail expecting it to arrive. I only bookmarked this one because I wanted to bring that to the top. Okay. Robbie Starbucks said it's time to remind the EU Commission that we're their boss and their benefactors. Here's how I'd respond to them for trying to fine X $100 million plus for refusing to censor people. I think I did read that one. Yes, I did. Yep, and I've read that one. Okay, we're on to, I've already read them. Oh God, look where I land. Surgery on a pigeon. Yeah, I don't think that's what he's doing though. I don't think he's actually performing surgery on the pigeon. I think he's looking for something to eat in that pigeon. Okay, Alex just made it in time. Let's get into the comments. Kai's getting stoned. And Janelle is in here. And Kai said, have be jam. And yeah, I was at the beginning while Kai was puffing away. And Deb's here. Kai said Candace Hohen. Alex said, far away, I think it's going to get a lot crazier, although I'm not keen on her. I don't think I would go in person either. No, you know the reason why they want her in person? Because then she can't talk over the top of them. She has to face them with all the accusations she's made. I don't believe in the death threat against her. I really don't. And she's feeling left out because everyone else is getting death threats, you know, and she wasn't, I believe. That's just me. But I think the other reason, yeah, they want her to go in person so that because when she's talking and doing her live streams, you know she's got people, she's got a team. You know that, don't you? So some people believe she's got an earpiece and they're feeding her information. Obviously, that bloke that I was looking at the time thought she had a teleprompter. Yeah. I am Kai said it's going to be very, very bad for everyone before it's done. Yep. How you going, Zal? Deb said, I do not watch Candace. Too much drama. Yeah, that's what it is. She's like a TMZ or something now. I don't know. Thoughts and feelings and dreams. I don't know. We all have them. Just some of us don't have millions of people and purport that to be the truth. Alex said, hey, Zal, was thinking earlier and wanted to ask how your band was going. Deb said, is Erica and Handel? Zal said, Alex, playing second gig last night, bit of a train wreck, looking for a new drummer presently. How you going, Eric? Good to see ya. Yeah, Deb, she is part of the problem. It's divide and conquer. It's classic. Eric said, don't often get to catch a live stream. It's good to see you anyway, Eric. Good to see you. Alex said, oh, sorry, it didn't go too well, but good you're getting gigs. Hopefully you find a good drummer soon. You You have to send me some of your music playing. Deb said she's a witch, Erica. Really? I'm not believing any of the rumours. I'm telling you right now, I'm going to wait. Sit back and watch and wait. Alex said, I'm not sure, but something definitely feels off about her. Smiling and laughing so much would be a red flag in a lot of cases, Deb. Because I have said, I watched Erica react, and yeah, I don't know. It just felt very theatrical to me. But hey, that's just me. I'm not going to judge anyone until except for Candace, because she really is. It's divide and conquer. That's what that is. Alex said, I'm not sure, but something definitely feels off about it. Oh, you already read that. Deb said, follow the money. Sal said, all these people are truly pathetic. And anyone thinking, because Candace was, I believe, one of the first to come out and say the Jews killed Charlie Kirk, right? What was I going to say about it? Short-term memory loss. I've just completely forgotten what I was going to say. Yeah, but I think, I'm not sure, not 100% sure, but I think she was one of the ones who started that rumour. And then it changed to the French. And now it's the French and the Jewish. And it was people in maroon shirts, and it was a Mormon bee cult. And then there were people under the stage. I don't know. She's gone off on all different tangents that I'm just waiting to see what happens. Zal said all these people are truly pathetic. Oh, look, honestly, I agree, Zal. But yeah, it was just all over. I can't get past the time. Everywhere on X, even recommended, even people I follow. It doesn't matter where I go. Every second one is even when I search different subjects, Candace Owens is in there. Oh, geez, really? Deb said, too much drama with both women. Yeah, Alex said, everything in this world is all stage at this point, and why I took a step back a while ago. They love to try and suck people back in. Yep. How you going, Sherry? Oh, Sherry. Yeah, Deb, I agree with Zal too. Yeah, Alex said, hand me the popcorn. Eric said, smart move, Alex. Kai said, there's a culling in the last quarter of the movie. Sal said, here it comes daily, Kai. Eric said, culling will last at least a decade. Yeah. Kai said, yep, slowly spinning up. Zal seems to think it's all being sped up, though, Eric. TDS is rampant. Well, it is, seriously. Alex said, I get sick of it and don't want to get sucked back into their games. Oh, hang on. It went down instead of up. While everyone is distracted over here, they're building a prison for us over there type of thing. Yep. Deb, I agree. True narcissist. Kai said the Holy War. World War I, II, and another Holy War. Alex said sometimes it's fun to watch it all unfold, though. Well, that's what I do. Sit back and just watch it and go, okay. At first, I didn't even really... other than Candace being absolutely obvious with her lies, I wasn't going to make a statement either way. That's what I was going to say about Charlie Kirk and the Jews. Okay, so we all seen the film, the little clip, right, of Charlie criticising Israel, okay? Did you watch the longer one? Because you got to get that in context, man. That was very, very cherry-picked, might I say. Watch the longer version of that one. He wasn't actually leaving Turning Point USA. That was Candace again. Also, Candace also started a rumour he was going to go Catholic. No, he wasn't. And he had distanced himself from Candace Owens in the last few years, since she left Turning Point pretty much. He even said something about people who are like that, a demon, some demon thing going on, you know? Kai said, or maybe aliens or a nuke war. Alex said, there's probably going to be next week, Kai. Oh, dear. Kai said, it's almost gotten to be boring. Alex said, they've really been hyping up the alien thing for at least a year now, so I do think some psyop is on the way with that. J1, how you going? It's look here syndrome me feels. Yes, definitely. Black Hat Music, how you going? Good to see ya. Yeah, some cake and a cup of tea sounds good to me. I'm hungry already. I ate before I came on, but hey, I'm hungry again. Alex said, I hear you. They've been trying too hard, Kai. Yes, definitely. I'm Kai, said BHM. Oh, Black Hat Music saying hello. Yep. Kai said, bomb diddy bomb, the bang diggy said, up jumped the... Oh, that, yep. I know which song you're talking about. Kai said, got to point out those stutters have. I am Kai said, the Ori speech. Shannon said, whoops, I forgot you were on. Yeah, I won't be on tomorrow. I'll probably having a day off tomorrow. Sherry had to run feed the dogs. Alex said, all good, have. Even I clicked on the Candace Owens trend when I saw it on Twitter yesterday. Got through a couple of posts and clicked. I can't get too into it. You know what I mean? Like it really... I know it's a distraction. Flyby Stu, how you going? Alex said, Tim was saying this ages ago about the rabies jab. I also found an article ages ago that a lot of vets do experiments on animals because no one checks. Oh, dear God. Oh, J1 said, don't give my red dog any vet poison. Just check for ticks and don't be lazy. And shit and don't be lazy. Yeah, I agree. J1, I have not got my cats vaccinated. They're 11. Okay? They're good. Lightworker, how you going? The whole Charlie Kirk story, I don't believe. He's alive, I'm sure. Became famous too fast for a geek going around campuses. Yeah, I'm just willing to let it play out to see, because we're, if we're watching a movie, we've got to let it play out. You've got to watch it. See what happens next, right? See what happens next. But it's interactive move. Doesn't just mean sit back and do nothing, okay? Alex said, evil, I would never take my animals to a vet again unless I completely trusted them. The last one I went to when Yoda passed in July completely destroyed my trust again after I already didn't trust. Oh, God love you, Alex. Yeah, I don't trust them. Sherry said, my dogs get no poisons from these quacks. Yep, quacks, yep. Eric said, disinformation is necessary. I agree, Eric. I remember that. Where was I up to now? Okay, here's somewhere. Disinfo. Yep, okay. Cheryl said, now I'm pissed. You know they killed Pedro? Who's Pedro? How you going, Cheryl? J1 said newborns need to develop their own immunity, not have it destroyed at birth. Is Pedro your pet, Cheryl? Out of sight dynamite, Pedro. Oh, yes. Shannon said, vote for Pedro. Cheryl said, please link that video for me. Which one? Was that the vet one? I'll do what I can to link as much as I can in there. Where is it? I've gone past it, I think. Have I? Was it before or after the EU and Gaga? Yeah, I think it was after, for some reason. Let's go and see if we can find this thing. Where'd it go? Hang on a sec, I'll find it. Now I've gone past it, haven't I? I was wrong. It was up, up, up. We're going up, up, up. It's our moment. Gonna be golden. No, 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 no. I've got that stuck in my head because of bloody YouTube shorts. Okay, I will find it. I promise you, I will find it. I will not leave until I find it. Okay, it was past the Lady Gaga shit. Around here somewhere. Which one? Was it the pet one? This one, I think. Oh, this one I think it was. Copy the link, put it in the... I hope this is the right one. You are kidding me. They're not going to let me do this. Okay, just give me a sec. I'm going to put it in the description. Do you know what the description is? It's where it says disclaimer fair use. Links, I'm going to put it under the links. Hang on. Because I can't, for some reason, I cannot put it in my own comments section. I cannot post a link in my own comments section. How's that? YouTube, fix that, please. Okay, it's Mr. It's XMICA833. It's in the comments section now. It should be there now. Because, look, I can't. It's not letting me comment. Okay. Alex said, I still need to speak to Timmy about the meds they gave Yoda, my cat. I think she finished him off and charged £1,700 and he died the next day. Oh, Alex, I am so sorry. Cheryl said, hey, Deb, I was trying to fix dinner and listening, but I had to stop when he started talking about pets in the vac. Yes. Well, it's in the description of the video. Alex said, I think so many of the corporations, doctors, big farmers too, vets got interested in making money first and obviously putting people's health at the bottom. Yeah, there seems to be money first and everyone else last, including the pets for some reason. I thought you would be a vet because you loved animals. Maybe not. I don't know. Cheryl said Pedro got injection site sarcoma. Oh, really? Oh, Cheryl. Deb said animal children and vulnerable people are what hurts me. Alex said people like Timmy are some of the best that actually heal people after they've had years of neglect by greedy doctors in the past. Yeah, well, I believe Timmy healed himself and that's enough evidence, you know. Hey, Willie Palms, I'm so glad I was born in 1978. I got 3 vaccines. Yeah, good on ya. And how you going? Good to see you. Deb said a friend's dog gets seizures. They're at the vet all the time. She can't trust the vet either. I know. Willie Palms said chicken pox, polio and one other that did no damage. Good on you. Alex said, thank you, Deb. I don't know if I'll ever trust another vet again. I'm thinking of taking a course so I can do it myself. If anything happens again, God love you. Yeah, haven't taken one since. Good. Just keep it that way, Willie Palms. Good on you. Alex said, I will always have animals too. It makes sense to be my own vet as well as my own doctor. Yep. Yeah, Deb said the sick doctor. Everyone's saying hello to Willie Palms. Eric said, don't think they had vaccines when I was born. I'm older than dirt. Oh, God love you. Deb said, yes, that's it, Vandalay. When Costanza was trying to say he's Art Vandalay, remember that? Because Seinfeld was trying to meet a lady in a building and they were trying to think up, like they were importers, exporters, right? And, the kids are being very loud, but hey. Yeah, importers, exporters, so they were trying to think of a name for the company, or him. He was Art Vandalay, an importer, exporter. He wanted to be an architect at first, didn't he? Yeah, when Seinfeld was trying to meet a woman anyway in the building. Willie Palm said her dad was an SS officer. Oh, Vandalayan, yeah. And they call us Nazis, lol. Yeah. J1, Willie not much ran out of Viagra. What? J1. Yeah, they fined Elon 140 million, yes. Kai said they're creating an excuse to come after whoever for whatever. Sherry said she has big shares in Big Pharma. J1 said, why don't they all have the complexion of vampires? They do. Eric said, Satanists still exist. Yes, I know. Alex said, Ursula reminds me of the sea monster in The Little Mermaid. She also sounds like the female version of Schwabby Bum Bum. Ah, Klaus Schwab. Sherry said, no, that's not an evil costume at all. No, I know. Yeah, Sherry, Gaga's a dude. That's why I laughed when they said for the first three ladies, Pink, Gaga, who personally, myself, look like men. Sorry. Alex said, they're all demonoid. I never understood the fashion show scene until I realised another money laundering operation. Yes, it is. Yeah, because, I mean, half those fashion shows, you wouldn't wear that shit down the street. You got to be kidding me. Kai said, well, my world is shattered. Zal said, transition at birth. Yeah, Zal said, Pink's a bloke too. Alex said, dressed in bin bags and people paying thousands for it. Same with the art crew that makes millions using literal garbage to make their art. Yes. J1 said they get to perform for the Coven in plain sight. Shannon said it. Billy, Alicia and Megan Fox, yep. Yeah, Eric said, yes, it is Soros that was sitting next to her. There you go. Kai said, Tuckers, those suckers. Sal said, all sells out. Shannon, as you know, sell-outs and cut-offs to prevent it falling out, said Kai. Alex said, probably another pedo usually follows with these things. Disgusting lot. Will be glad when it's all uncovered. J1 said, big hands. Sal said, yep, you'd get a rude shock if you ever managed to jag a celebrity you thought was a woman. That's probably why they stick to each other, hey? Zal said, nice, Kai. Kai said, they get a trip to the hospital too, or a clone, said Shannon. Maria, how you going? I have no faith in the medics of recent past. Have been so let down. Yep. Zal said, I'm surprised they didn't arrest the old bloke. Yeah, I'm surprised too, actually, for hammering that young bloke who broke in. Kai said, lower half of the guy's face in purple. Zal said, this immigrant boat thing is deliberately being allowed. Yes, I agree. Yeah, all fighting age men. Tanya, I have good to see you back. How you going, Tanya? Good to see you too. Kai said, US has Muslims all over just waiting for some kind of single, supposedly, and God only knows who all else. Sal said, no problem for the authorities to accept the Somali arguments. Imagine if it was the other way around. Yeah. Shannon said, I thought you fled your country and your shit culture for a new start. Don't bring your crap here. I agree. I agree with that. Kai said, or here. Yeah, J1, the shark, good pontoon. Zal said, those in power are paying and allowing people smugglers to do this. Deb said, third world country now. Shannon said, with wood chipper churning attachment. Deb's laughing at Shannon. Zal said, those lampposts were all old Tartary world, old world, and have been progressively removed. Yeah, that's sad. Because those old lampposts, they were pieces of art, they were. Deb said, let Farrell in and this is what you get. They literally shit in the street. Yeah, exactly, Deb. Jay said, not having much luck with... Hang on, where was it? Where'd it go? It went down instead of up. What the hell is going on? It's around here somewhere. Not having much luck with autospell today. Yeah, I never have much luck with autospell any day. Shark food pontoon, that's right. Kai said, yep, they're about to erase even more. Shannon said, with wood chipper churning attachment. Make it easier for the sharks. The wood chipper bit. Yep, it would. Zal said, look at the public servants all smirking about it. They do. You should see there's some really bad ones, right? If you go and watch James Patterson, who was the guy with glasses that was questioning them, just go, watch a couple of clips. They go for 10, 15 minutes. You'll be peed off by the end of it. Yes, Al, obfuscate to the max. Eric said, well, I try to hang, but time to run. Night, day, folks. I'm told Christmas would be wonderful as always. However, 12/7 scares me. Have a good one, Eric. Yep, I'm waiting for that. You remember when they said the Christmas is going to be a good one? Mm-hmm. Alex said, something important has come up. Hopefully I'll be back before the end. If not, sending love. God bless. You too, Alex. I'm going to wrap it up shortly anyway. J1 said, so long as it has a sticky note on it, it's not rape. There you go. Kai is stoned. Shannon said, already miss you, Alex. Yeah, Kai said, Eric, have a good day, night. Kai said, when Dad passed away, I cry still. Hey, Ruff, wonder about the Trump-Elon walk through the mint to see the gold. Did it happen? I don't think so yet. We're still waiting. Shannon said, audit the Fed and Fort Knox. Kai said, weed made legal just long enough to collect a buttload of names, though. Kai said, all those years around 80 to 100 years apart. Oh, wars. Sounds like my grandsons are arguing out there. Don't make Nana come out. No, I'm kidding. They're probably joking around. Kai said, that vet would need a doctor if I found out. Yeah. Ruff said, don't worry, Kai, it's like light years away. Shannon said, vote for Pedro is from the Napoleon Dynamite movie. Oh, okay. Kai said, I have retulated. Kai said she was jumping them bones. Pinkster said, YouTube has a special way with truth links. Yes, I know. How you going, Pinkster? Good to see ya. Kai said, Tony's headed home. Oh, that's good, because I'm about to wrap up and you can go and join Tony. Old girl even looked like a Nazi. Was that the EU one? Kai said, Gaga hags a lot. Freaking thumb. Gaga gags a lot. Cheryl said, thank you, have no problem. Michael Snelling, it's great to have you back. You were gone a minute. Yeah, I've been gone for 5 years. But I've been about, like I had to make up different channels and I'll just, try and avoid whack-a-mole type games. Yeah. So good to see you too. Kai said, I can't spell, my Alzheimer's is showing again. And Pinkster said, that's okay, Kai, you won't remember that. Okay, guys, with that, I'm going to leave it there for today. I hope you have a good morning, afternoon or evening, and I'll be back in a couple of days. I'm going to have tomorrow off. Have a good one, guys. Much love. Love you all, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye. Jeez, that was a mouthful. Bye, guys.